Hey everybody, Adam from Atlas Gunworks. Here to show off, hot off the bench, still in the white, hasn't gone to the finished department yet, Chaos version 2. I'm going to give you guys some quick order details about these before we get into the overview of the gun. But you can't order one is the answer. So it's a lot like a Titan. Jump on the website, there'll be a notification page, sign up for the notifications. When they come into stock, you'll get notified, and we'll make them in batches of 10 or 15, and when they're sold, they're sold. So there's not going to be any special orders or special custom stuff or whatever. The demand's just too high. So when we make the guns, we'll make them in batches, and they can go when they go. But let's get into the details of how this is different and what makes it cool. So AX serial numbers, the frame is different than a frame on a normal gun. So they're denoted by AX, that's for Atlas, and the only open guns will get AX serial numbers. So AX is there on the frame. Frame is a little bit different. The frame rail setup is different than it is on a traditional Atlas gun or a previous Chaos. A little bit of a frame cut here. The frame's a little bit shorter than a standard frame, but otherwise the same, made out of carbon steel, of course, 4140. Slightly different slide look and cuts, and then pretty intricate beveling, or matching I should say, on the tri-top here through the comp. So this is a bunch of extra work, a whole extra step in there, but nice blending there. Performance wise, because of the change in the frame, the gun is going to have a shorter stroke than the previous gun. So we actually shorten the stroke on this. This gun is what you would call de-stroked, and gives a different recoil impulse, and also shortens up the dot track with the combination we have here. So 4.6 inch slide, same as the old Chaoses in most of the Atlas block gun, or all the Atlas block guns. I think are all running 4.6 inch slides. So it's a 5-inch government slide cut back. It's a traditional, but on the old guns, we used to stroke the interior here and get an extra little bit of travel in the slide. That's gone, and then the frame rails are modified to de-stroke the gun. Comp, we've gone to a steel comp and 3 ports. So 2 benefits there. A little bit different gas flow here. I like the gas flow on this for this setup better, and we tested lots of them. We did a lot of 2-port with this geometry, and it's a little bit faster gun, a little bit harsher dot movement. This is a much shorter dot track, and I think if you run them on a timer and run drills, from everything we saw, we shipped a pair of these around the country, and that was the feedback that we got, that the softer was much preferred in that short dot track, very short dot track. And then, so added benefit from a little bit of the design here, and then the added weight with the steel. If somebody really wanted a super fast gun, we won't do it here, but you can always buy one and just cut the front port off. And that would be like shooting a shorty or a midi gun from 10 years ago, where they're just extremely fast. And it's got you're gonna get the stainless version of the new grip. So you're going to get the alpha grip here with the panels, so lots of options to put brass or aluminum or different textures in here. They'll all come stainless as a setting. There's nothing but stainless out there. And then the aggressive texture, of course, is standard. The adjustable X-line trigger setup is in every gun, so we can adjust. You can order it. When I say you order it, when you buy one, you can pick your trigger, and we'll put whatever trigger you want in there. We can run regular safeties or shielded. There's 3 or 4 safety choices, but again, you can pick that. Or the guns will probably come through with that, but we should be able to have some of both. I think most of the open guys and most of the guns will probably come with the shielded. There's not a lot of reason not to do that, especially on the open guns when you're torquing up on them and putting a lot of pressure on the gun. There's a new support here, that an Atlas for one that'll come out about the time the guns come out. That's a nice feature. We're going to run the same racker from Brazos cut. We will do some left side cuts, but most of them will be left side for the right-handed shooter, but there will be some right side for the left-handed shooter. Optic mounts, will have the SIG stuff available and the Trigicon stuff available as well. And there's probably a variety of a couple other different ones that'll be available. Pretty much all your standard cuts. And so the gun overall is a little bit heavier. And having the balance, we had to work a little bit to get the balance of the gun and the cycle to be where we wanted with a little bit of added weight to the comp. But a bunch of things happen when you run a carbon comp or carbon steel comp instead of a titanium comp. One, your ability to Loctite this to the barrel is greatly increased because titanium doesn't react well with Loctite. So you're going to have a lot less of the comps coming loose. Something that everybody with open, if you get the gun hot enough, you fight that when it's really hot, you liquefy the Loctite and it runs out. So that's a problem that should be minimized to near zero. And then the added weight, again, changes the timing of the guns a little bit, but if you come back and balance the rest of the gun out, you end up getting a heavier gun. I think you're going to see guys run these guns 3 or 4 ounces heavier than you did the previous generation of guns. But the dot track is probably 25% less dot track, and the dot is really still as it moves. So it's a very vertical, come back, sit still. And so when we're chasing perfect zero, that's always what we want, is I want this gun to come and be, right before it closes, it needs to be a little high where we want the actual muzzle to be, and that just takes it right back to where it comes from. But you don't have to grip up on this gun super hard to get it to shoot super flat like that. And if you do grip up on it, it doesn't change the dot track a ton either. So it really works for different grip pressures. The gun's doing a lot of that work. There's going to be two barrel ports in 38 Super or in 9mm. They'll be available in Super Comp or 9mm. And that's your generic overview of one of the very first ones in the white, the Chaos 2. Hope to see you guys on the range soon. Definitely put your name on the notification list. Please don't wear Morgan or the internal staff out with 400 phone calls. We're just going to make them as they come. If you guys buy them all in 15 minutes on the first run, there's more coming behind that, and we'll ramp up as for demand. But there should be plenty of these as the season goes on into 2022.
Oh